Hey YouTube, Morfien back with another Mythic Castle Nathria fight. This time we're taking on Hungering Destroyer. I'm not sure I'd recommend taking him on third like we did, but I did learn two interesting things during progression. One, a new mouse over trick for portals, and I'll cover it here in a second. And two, my friend Vidal has a serious gambling addiction. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need to do is make a macro. It basically just says, I'm sorry, I've lost track of mine now. Focus mouse over. So basically just slash focus space brackets mouse over. I will pop that up on the screen. After that, you will need to go into your key bindings, go to targeting, down to interact with mouse over, and set this to whatever you like. I have it to Control V, but you can set it to whatever you like. Then after that, we'll show you how it works. Basically, put the portal out. Now, obviously I'm the Warlock, but anybody can do this. You mouse over the portal that you're going to click. Now, this is important. If you focus the one that you don't expect to be clicking, and then you try and go run over and use this one, it won't work properly. But here's the macro. We'll hover over it, target it, and then you'll see, and that's it. So I just wanted to quickly point that out for you guys. I thought it was pretty handy on Hungering Destroyer, but it certainly has applications everywhere. He just lost another 23,000 gold.
This is definitely a 5 field for me.
Let's see where we're at. 70k.
What can we do there, Pat?
Dude has a problem. So I don't think I got a good enough clip of it, but like 2 rolls before that, he had lost another 50k. So here we are, about to pull Hungering Destroyer. You'll notice I already have my gate down and ready to be interacted with, even though it's right under the boss. And this is it's been a thing forever. I'm glad somebody finally found a workaround for it. It's a little bit wonky, you know. I wish you didn't have to have a macro and like the keybind. Thankfully the keybind can be like, you know, you don't have to like make another hot key for it, but you know, the macro kind of needs to be somewhere. Not super easily accessible, but you know, somewhere. It would have been nice if they could just, you know, make the gate clickable, because it's been a problem for years. Basically, as long as gate's been in the game, the boss's ass has always been where you want to be clicking the gate, and instead you click the boss. Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. We are playing the standard single target Affliction build, Siphon Life, Phantasm, you know, whatever. And I mean, those are the ones you mainly change. So as far as differences on this fight between Mythic and Heroic, I think the only big one would be, I think you got you get an additional ring, if I recall correctly. I think you only get 3 on Heroic, and an additional beam. It's not a whole lot mechanically different. Stuff just hurts a lot harder. There's a lot more personal responsibility. You got to manage your stacks. This is kind of the first check, I would say, of our new guild. You know, it did take us probably, I don't know, 10 to 15 pulls, something like that. I don't know. I will say we were down one of our regular healers. Managed to kill it without them, but also changed our progression path afterwards. We ended up going to Dark Lady, even though you know, we kind of were looking at Sun King. You know, shit happens, real life. Anyways, and I'll probably throw the logs up at the end of the video, but it wasn't the cleanest kill ever. You'll see it here. I don't think we've lost anyone yet, but if you keep an eye on the raid frames over there, you'll start seeing a couple go out here. I'll probably bring the logs up at the end. I'll either post them real quick, or we'll actually bring them up and talk about them, but they're not good. I'm slowly accepting that we're just not in a position to be able to parse right now, and that's just going to be the way it is for a minute. Maybe next year we'll be given some better opportunities. I feel like we do have a good group. The potential is there. It's just fresh, So hopefully we'll get it together a little better. The rest of the tier. As far as me personally, I'm watching the playback here, and there's things that we could have done better. I know at one point we lost all our buffs on or all our debuffs on his big AoE's consume. Not planned, but if you are the person with the circle debuff, you can't really control your positioning all that much in that phase, and it's just you just so happen to be unable to be in a position to refresh your dots. It's unfortunate. It is the way it is. That was probably the only part I really would have changed. Now there's a ton of movement on the fight, so like it's one of those things, like you'll see me refreshing my dots way too early, and it's just because I was forced to move. But it's also the flip side of that is you really don't have an excuse to let your dots fall. You're more on the lookout for not wasting your globals otherwise, which is probably where we need to be looking at. If an expunge is coming out or going out soon, go ahead and get that extra tick of siphon life in, and then refresh your dots when you have to portal out and run back in like you see me doing now. That will increase your damage. It's little things like that that lead to excellent parses, because one of the things you have to realize is that all of your competition also has to deal with these mechanics. Sure, they might have gotten a nice parse where they only had to deal with it once or twice, and you had to deal with it 3 times or 4 times, or maybe you got unlucky and you had to do it 6 times. It happens. You're probably not going to parse on that 6 times. But the 2 or 3, you can't really say that dude only getting 1 or 2 gratefully impacted his parse compared to yours. The wide variety, or the vast majority of parses are going to have a very similar debuff and proc counts and things of that nature. It's how effectively they were used, and that makes it a good parse or a bad parse. So we're getting to the end of the fight here, and you see things are getting hairy. We have at least 3 people out there. There I go. You see me. I was not too happy to be dead right at the end of the fight there, but we did still manage to top the meters. Now real quick, I will bring up the logs, and as you can see, even though we were top damage, it was still only a 41st percentile. So some people in the raid did better, but ultimately it's just not our tier. But anyways, thanks for checking the video out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down below. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.